Big news for Liverpool fans. Michael Edwards is set to join Liverpool at the end of the season as CEO of football. And this couldn't be better news off the back of Klopp leaving, the announcement and all that, and his impending departure. There's been a kind of weird vibe around the club, just in the sense of I feel as if myself and other people, we're obviously fully backing Klopp and the boys and the squad, and we will continue to do so until the very last whistle is blown at the end of the season. But it's very bittersweet. But Michael Edwards is very much the architect of the sporting structure, the transfer dealings, the recruitment policy, the just general model that FSG has implemented on his end, adapted, and kind of developed into this process of kind of becoming a sort of football style of money ball approach. Obviously, other clubs do it way more frugally, I would say. Some clubs like, say, Brighton or Bournemouth and stuff like that. But funnily enough, the sporting director who is set to be appointed at Liverpool come June, I believe, is none other than Richard Hughes of Bournemouth. Signed the likes of Kirkej, Sinistera, some other players, so you would imagine he's going to look for more kind of low-key signings, low-key in quotes, because obviously with a club like Liverpool stature, those low-key signings will still be 30 to 40 to 50 million, one would anticipate. But quickly, I just want to talk about this press release that FSG put out in regards to Michael Edwards joining as CEO of football, or rejoining the club as CEO of football, previously being the sporting director. There's some quotes that really stick out here to me. And I think that this is really what we have to kind of focus in on. So Michael Edwards says, I'm very grateful to Mike, John, Tom, and the ownership group for offering me the opportunity to take on this new leadership role within FSG. I was humbled by the desire and persistence they showed in wanting to work with me again. This is definitely not something that I take for granted, given their track record across sport and business. Another thing that's key here is he says, it was vital for me that if I did return, it had to be with renewed energy. And in practice, this means having fresh challenges. And as such, one of the biggest factors in my decision is the quote commitment to acquire and oversee an additional club, growing this area of their organization. I believe that to remain competitive, investment and expansion of the current football portfolio is necessary. With Liverpool FC, I will oversee the required reinforcement of football operations with a number of essential leadership positions needing urgent attention. I know from personal experience what a wonderful job Mike Gordon has done with the day-to-day oversight on behalf of his fellow owners. Going forward, I'm looking forward to working with FSG's board of managers. Also, in assuming this role, I fully understand that comes with great expectations, and that I therefore intend to identify, hire, and subsequently employ leaders who meet and embody the club's values and ambitions. Oof, that was a mouthful. But Richard Hughes seems like he's going to be the man that Liverpool appoint as the sporting director. And this kind of goes in line with my previous video on the matter, where I was basically looking at possibly Edwards coming back, which is now confirmed, which is, I'm delighted. There was some murmurs that Hughes could be the person that comes in as sporting director, because at the time, the thought process was it could be either Hughes or Edwards as sporting director, but Edwards has obviously gotten an even more senior position within the club's hierarchy. So it seems as if Richard Hughes will come in as sporting director, and the final domino post that would be the manager. And realistically, I mean, everybody who watches this channel even marginally will know that my number one option ahead of way many other people, like way out there in terms of number one choices, is Xabi Alonso. Past that, it's like a gulf until you reach, your Nagelsmans and Amarims and some other managers who I think could do, an okay job, but maybe not, say, the level of a Xabi Alonso. I think Xabi Alonso is a match made in heaven, and it seems as if from this statement, Michael Edwards, FSG, Liverpool Football Club as a whole are looking to expand the portfolio of club ownership and kind of dip their toes into the multi-club model of investment into football clubs. I mean, this isn't anything that's new to English football. You have Manchester City with, the likes of New York City FC, Melbourne City, et cetera, et cetera, the whole City football group. You have Chelsea, who have clubs like Strasbourg that, they're, you know, uh, part owner of. And then you also have other clubs throughout the years that Chelsea, I don't know the exact relationship, the working relationship that Chelsea had with Vitesse, but obviously lots of players went out on loan there. Brighton, for example, has I don't know if it's a feeder club or if it's just a great working relationship with the USG, Union Saint Gilloise, in the Belgian Pro League. So that kind of step does seem like it is the next step in football. Not to say that I particularly agree with it. I have my grievances. I would imagine Klopp himself has his grievances with this kind of mentality and direction that the the world of football is heading toward. I mean, you look at the 50 plus 1% ownership model that Germany has for football clubs, and you immediately kind of are like, well, you could see why there'd be an ambivalence toward it on the German end, but generally I think it just feels a little too what's the word I'm looking for? A little too synthetic, right? Like it doesn't the genuine nature of it all doesn't really feel like it's there, especially once you have clubs that you own and they're facing off or could potentially face off in certain UEFA Cup competitions. That's a little weird to me, but regardless, I do think it's from a strategic and financial perspective is easily one of the best options to go forward to, because I mean the alternative is you don't, and you start to lose out to the rivals like the cities and the Chelseas and the etc. who might be looking forward towards something like that. uh Man United, even, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, he has ownership of Nice as well, and the Ineos group, they have quite a bit of a pull there. So who knows if someone like Jean-Claire Todibo or Kefren Turam will end up making a move over to United. How does that impact it? So it is, I think, wise that they're taking this step. I think what's even wiser is just getting the brain behind it all, Michael Edwards, back into the fray. I mean, if you're not familiar, I think I may have said it in this video, but I'll repeat it again because it's worth repeating again. Mohamed Salah, Alisson, Van Dijk, Fabinho, Andy Robertson, the list goes on and on. All Michael Edwards signings. Some Klopp didn't even want. Klopp initially didn't want Salah. He wanted Julian Brandt. And Julian Brandt's a class player, but he's no Mohamed Salah. So he's clearly got an eye for talent, Michael Edwards. He's clearly one of those kind of big data guys who really could crunch the numbers and really could dissect the deeper lying trends within the footballing industry. And he's quite the asset. I mean, within other reports that have come out pairing this, it's been said that he turned down Manchester United and Chelsea while he was setting up his sports management consultancy firm, Ludonautics. So honestly, true red Michael Edwards back at the helm. It's quite an incredible sight to see, and I'm just so happy, and I had to make a video on it, a follow-up really, because this is just the best of news, really. I think this is the best step Liverpool could have taken post Klopp announcing his departure, and I'm glad that it has gone through, and I'm glad that we're in a position now where we could be looking forward toward, I mean, it seems like the sporting director is all but done. If Fabrizio Romano is reporting on it, I would expect that it's basically wrapped up. And beyond that is Xabi Alonso, maybe, or Ruben Amorim, or Nagelsmann, or some other alternative. But for me, it's Xabi Alonso. So will he join? Will that be the final piece of the trifecta at Liverpool? Who knows? Comment down below with your thoughts on this. What do you think about Michael Edwards returning? What do you think about Richard Hughes ending up possibly joining Liverpool? And what do you think about Xabi Alonso as a possible managerial target? Do you think he is a perfect fit? Do you think he's the right fit? Or do you think he's a lousy fit for Liverpool? Let me know in the comment section down below. Like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new for more Premier League and LFC content. I'm Sideline Sedo. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.